Great. 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 This is the saddest thing ever. Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I'm getting no one.
Conception.
Every
Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Man Guide. The new Tinder swipe data is crazy. Modern women aren't going for the top 10% anymore. They're just straight going for the 1%ers. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get to that. Ciao. It's chow time. Life of a man.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is.
Somebody come look at this. Somebody come and look at this. 748 matches. Look at it.
Christ.
All different types. Shades, blacks, whites, light skins, dark skins, all of the skins. Can somebody explain to me what's going on? 748. And these are just the matches. Hold on. There's more. Wait. Here are all of the other people that have liked me. Scroll, sis, scroll.
Jeez.
Blacks, whites, Latino, Arriba, everything.
Where's the
Why
Asian
am I
guys?
still single?
No
Somebody
representation of Asian guys here?
Somebody. Any chunky tall boys in North Carolina, help me, please.
I changed my height on Tinder from 5'9.5" to 177 centimeters. And now I keep on matching with girls whose bios say like 6 feet plus guys and only. The conclusion we have reached is these hoes are stupid. The European method, I call it.
Oh man. Great. 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 This is the saddest thing ever. Look at this. This is ridiculous.
I don't even like Tinder. I've always used Hinge. I've used Tinder like once, and I met one person on Tinder, but I have met quite a few women on Hinge, and I think I maybe get one match a week, if that. Maybe.
Oh my god.
I'm getting no one.
Conception.
Every person.
So I went out on a Tinder date the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Starts good. Dinner's good. We even decided to go watch a movie at his house after. And a little sexy time happens.
Oh.
We're not against sexy time. We like sexy time. So
do we.
sexy time usually makes you hungry. And we decide to get tacos. So I hop in the car and I look over at homeboy who's on his phone. I'm thinking he's going to pick a slow jam for us to go get our munch on. And no, he's got Tinder open and he's matching with chicks and responding to girls he's already matched with.
Gee.
I'm no expert, but
Top 1% guys, they don't give no fucks.
I kind of think you should wait till a girl you've just hooked up with, 1, leaves your house, 2, leaves your car before you start scouting out your next conquest.
No, he doesn't have to, because he's the Chad of Chads. He knows he's got it. That's why he's willing to do that shit in front of you. He knows you fucking want him.
There's a new feature called TinderInsights.com, which breaks down all the swipes, matches, dates, and etc. into a nice flowchart. And it just shows how much of a time waster Tinder is for men, especially if you're looking for a relationship. I found a couple of charts on Reddit which broke down a males and females Tinder data. Can you guess who had the impossibly higher standards? Let's look at the female one first. She's 27 years old and about to hit the wall. She's in her epiphany phase. Probably gonna look to settle down, as it's usually a race against time to get married before they turn 30. Not because 90% of their eggs are gone by then, but mostly vanity reasons.
Yep.
30 is the number when they realize this isn't going to last forever. They're not forever 21 like the Thought clothing brand they buy. Maybe she's in a long-term relationship and is looking to see if she can get an upgrade. Whatever her reasons, let's break down her stats. She's been on Tinder for 131 days, so about 3 months or 1/3 of the year.
Damn.
She's swiped over 22,000 times. If you don't know this, there are thousands more men on Tinder than women, so if you liked a profile, that female may not ever see you because she's just flooded with males to sift through. She swiped right on 325 profiles, which equals to 0.014.
Jeez.
So that's 1% of all
0.014, not even 1%, huh? A tenth of a percent. Holy cow.
men she came across on the app. In other words, every 300 profiles, just one she'd like, thus swipe right on. Out of that, she matches with 130 men, so
Makes sense.
pretty high rate, matching with just over 1/3 of all the men she liked.
And remember, this is in like 170 days, so about 4 months, 5 months-ish.
From those 130 men, she chatted with 73, so even if a man were to match her, he'd have a just above 50% chance of talking with her.
Imagine like a matching with someone that you're some kind of Chad, and you still only have 50% chance of actually these women chatting with you or even replying to your chats. That's how rigged the game is for men.
From there, she went on 7 dates. That's 9% the men she
10%.
messaged with. And out of the 7 dates, she got 0 relationships, but she had casual sex with all of them. No wonder why she's single. Not only is she extremely picky, but she gives it up to Chads on probably the first night. What do the Reddit users think about this? Top comment said, at least a 1-to-1 ratio of meeting and fucking. Apparently, whoever those guys were, they must have been almost perfect men. Looks, charisma, height. Second highest rated comment said, I need to unsub from this place, bro. To be honest, these numbers are quite depressing because only Chad seemed to have all the fun on the app. Another commenter said, she's done 150 swipes a day for the last 6 months.
That
With
is a
all the
lot.
simps, women don't need to work, so they have a lot of free time. This shit makes dudes sad, LMAO. Someone responded, honestly, if I was single, this would discourage me from joining these apps. Not saying the OP isn't a very pretty girl, but she's not exactly a model type, and yet, according to these numbers, an interested guy would have less than a 1.5% chance in striking up a conversation. At that point, you're better off going to a social venue and talking to someone in person.
I use dating apps. I also meet people in person, but I don't think there's... If you're going about dating apps, it's just, it's an extra tool to maybe you'll find extra chicks and, meet extra women. I think that's how it should be. It's not your main tool in your belt, in my opinion. Yeah, you can just swipe a couple times, on your free swipes, and that's it. Let it do its thing and not worry about it and just go about your day. And I think that's much better for most men. If you're swiping and you're like, constantly looking at the app, waiting for messages, waiting for matches, and I think that's what kills people. If you don't ever get matches, it's okay. Just live your life.
If what the commenter said is true, that this user is above average in looks, imagine how picky the really hot women are. Men probably have to be rich, famous, tall, handsome, and have a large social media following, all in one. Basically a celeb.
It's like profiles with nice cars in them and stuff always get women. I don't have a car in my profile, and I don't even drive that nice of a car. I just drive a nice little Acura. And I hate that. I hate that you have to show off your car, you show off your wealth, show off like you've made some money on your profiles. It makes it just, you're attracting gold diggers. I hate doing it, but I see that it's very successful.
The game is rigged. According to Tinder insiders, if a Chad gets more likes, his profile is shown to more people by the app.
Yep.
While someone with very few likes are shown to less and less people. Now, let's take a look at a man's Tinder data. He's 28 years old, and he's been on the app for 2/3 of the year, twice as long as the above average female we just saw. He swiped over 7,000 times. That's less than...
Damn, he swiped a lot less than she did. She did 20,000 swipes, but a lot of them were left swipes.
half the amount of swipes the female user burned through. Again, there are way more single men on the apps than women. From there, he swiped less just over 4,000 times.
About 50% ratio almost. We've always seen the numbers.
More than half. Seems like he'd be swiping on the plain Janes, like the 6s and the 5s at the very least. From the 4,000, he matches with 211 people. Still a good amount of matches for a guy. Most men are lucky to get 10 matches. And so that's 5% out of all the profiles he liked matched with him. From there,
5% of 50%. Jesus Christ. So you swipe 50% of the time, you're only going to get 5% of the time that matches. That's devastating. After 4,000 swipes right? Jeez.
he chats with 156, more than half. 55 were either stuck up and
Dude, this guy must have done well with his first message back and forth for him to get 156 replies. I've got there's weeks where I've gotten like 10 matches, not a single person replies back on anything. So that's the other battle. It's the battle of matching, then the battle of saying something witty to get them to conversate with you, and then there's a battle of getting their phone number, getting their information, and actually meeting with them. There's so many battles in this fucking dating front for men. It's crazy.
ignored him, or maybe were just vanity matches.
Possible.
And if you didn't know, sometimes women will like you back or swipe right on you because they're doing that to every profile just to see how many matches they get.
Correct.
Or maybe he was one of 1,000 other matches a female user had, so his message would be buried with the hundreds of other ones. From there, he went on 12 dates, which is 7% of the people he talked to on the app, and got 0 relationships. But 8 casual flings. Don DeMarco for that. That's 66.6% or mark of the beat rate that he got laid.
This guy is a pretty good looking guy, I'm almost positive. For him to be meeting up 12 women and sleeping with 8 of them, that's a lot.
Sounds like this guy is way above average because most males in their lifetime haven't slept with 8 different women. Yet alone achieve that in less than a year.
I never even thought about that.
And this guy was smart not to get into a long term with anyone he hooked up with. Top comment said, for a man, really good stats. Far above average.
Correct.
For sure, this guy is good. 5.2% match rate is respectable. The fact that he got over 100 matches is very respectable. Let's look at a real average male swipe stats. In 3 years, this man swiped over 40,000 times. That's 13,000 per year, or 36 times every day of the year. This guy is swiping through twice the amount of profiles than the above average guy and 4 times more than the average female. From there, he swiped right on 12,600 times. That's 30% of all profiles he's come across.
Okay.
Maybe he's being a little too picky. Sounds like maybe he's not swiping on the 5s or 6s, just the 7s or above. He gets 133 matches. That's 1% out of all the people he swiped right on, and felt the same about him. Or you'd think, since he was only able to talk to 15 people because 50 were bots and 68 were no replies. That's 11% of his matches he was able to converse with. So every year he talked to just over 3 female profiles.
Ooh, now that he broke it down like that, 5 years only conversating with 3 different women every year, that's not that many at all. And how many of these conversations actually lead to anything? These are just straight conversations, not even dates.
Out of that, he's gotten 5 long conversations, which are probably the most meaningful ones. And despite having some type of connection, every one of his matches ghosted on him, meaning they never met up with him.
He didn't even get to meet one.
3 years of work just to never go on one overpriced date. A top comment said, 0.12% match rate. Ghosted on all 15 conversations. Sorry, dude. I wish you better luck moving forward. Honestly, if you live in a somewhat populated area, try another app like Hinge or something. 40,000 swipes would be a populated area. He responded, I hate to say this, but I'm actually also on Hinge and Bumble. Pretty similar results on there as well. Honestly, I think I should just delete these apps and go out more. Edit, I do have a date this Saturday with an old high school friend, but I'm not expecting anything since I have to go back to Texas soon. I'm still looking forward to it.
Ah, the old high school friend. The one that's been ran through and is ready to settle down and looking for that beta male simp.
Bumble is the worst for men, as only women can message the men on that app first. So there's no shot in talking to a female user unless if they actually take interest in you. He had better luck in real life, which proves pickup gives you way more success with women than apps do, because it limits both sexes to the most shallow features like height or looks. For example, if a female who's 5'5" and likes only taller men, on Bumble and Hinge she can limit the height to only 6 feet or taller. We'll never see anyone shorter than 6 feet.
I think you can do it on Hinge too. I'm almost positive they can filter through height on Hinge, because I think men can do it. I don't see why women can't.
But if she met some of the men in person who didn't make her search cut by a couple of inches and they were taller than her, they'd have a real good shot of getting her number. She'd still be looking up to the 5'8" males. Another commenter sniped, "People who don't know what it's like to be an average to mediocre looking single male try to give advice to OP and tell him he must be doing something wrong." Someone responded, "For real, LMAO. My attractive roommate got frequent matches. Meanwhile, my average hairy ass has seen 0. This next graphic shows a woman.
Again, the other side of it is just your pictures. A lot of these have to do with pictures. If you hired a professional to take pictures for you in, like, you know, active setting, car setting. I've actually watched a couple videos that like mention about these things. It does matter. You know, most of us just have a selfie picture from our camera, maybe, you know, such some from our phones. They're not the greatest of pictures. I'm a horrible picture taker myself. So on my profiles, there's just a whole bunch of shitty pictures too. So I can somewhat see why I don't get that many matches, because I have shittier pictures. I look better in person than I do in my pictures, which I assume most people do.
Experience on the dating app. Over 10,000 matches. That's a small football stadium of men.
Jesus.
She has 1,400 messages. More messages than probably the 1% of men get matches. So when you miraculously match with an 8 or above and wonder why they never respond to your message, just know she couldn't even find your message. This is why it's better to just ditch the apps and improve your life, than hope or wish on a shooting star that someone attractive will
Yeah, I think Hinges might be a little bit better in the numbers for women. They're not getting as many matches and as many messages, I'm assuming. I don't know, because I've never really used Tinder. I used it a little bit. I've never really got matches on there. So I guess through my own experience, it probably is like this, where I match with a person, and if I did, my messages were like bottom of the barrel messages that no one ever actually clicks on.
match with your profile. Besides, if a woman is on Tinder, she's not marriage material. Otherwise, she wouldn't need dating apps.
It's true.
If you want to see with your own eyes how picky women are on dating apps, here's let's call her an average looking female, to be nice, so YouTube doesn't cancel us.
Hi, I'm back. Anytime I use dating apps, I'm noticing a pattern of people that I always swipe left on, and I'm going to share that with you. So man, if you're watching, here's the comprehensive list of reasons why I didn't swipe right. Number 1, if the most interesting thing about you is that you like tacos and margaritas, left. If you're looking for a gym buddy, that ain't me. Hello? You could be the hottest man on this planet, but if you're hiking in like 5 of your pictures, it's not gonna work out. If your bio says into thick women, immediate left. Red flags all over that shit. I'm not trying to be fetishized in my spare time. I get enough of that on the internet. If the only thing in your bio is 420 friendly, no. I'm sure you're great. Immediate left. If your bio says anything along the lines of not looking for a relationship, but let's see where this goes, go fuck yourself. You either are or you aren't. To me, that screams everyone is an option, and I don't know what I want. And that's a whole mess of toxicity I'm not trying to deal with. Pictures of fishing or hunting, obviously, immediate left. Why would I want to see dead things when I'm trying to find my soulmate?
Maybe because the guy that can kill things and hunt things can provide food for you if shit went down. Like, the shit that women, like, rationalize.
If 100% of your pictures are group shots, how the fuck am I supposed to know which one you are? It's never the hot one. Immediate left. And the thing that takes the cake, that makes the men so angry, if it says conservative, immediate left. We are not gonna get along. Blue lives matter, anything, no. The conservative cowboys really be wanting us e-girls, huh? They ain't gonna get us though. Let me know what y'all's immediate red flags are. I'm trying to expand my list. You're beautiful. I love you. I'm proud of you. Bye.
She may have some autistic tick as well. She wrote in the description, "Stay mad and I'll stay swiping, LOL. Hashtag plus size influencer, curve fashion, plus size store, plus size models." As if men are going to be heartbroken that someone they most likely swiped left on didn't swipe right on them. You'll notice she didn't really state physical qualities on her demand list, but if you look at the men that made her list, she inferred that her preference was in-shape men. The only problem was they preferred in-shape women, thus rejecting her to begin with.
Yep.
Or if they did match with her, they'd only want to fling.
You know what? Tell the truth, I'm okay with the little chub. She doesn't have to be fully in shape. I like a little thickness. It's not that bad. It's just as long as you're not overweight and like obese. You can have a little bit of chub on you. There's nothing wrong with that. I think most guys are okay with a little bit of chub.
So, despite claiming she's making men mad, this video is about her being mad. This is how selective most women are on these apps, and it makes it easier for them to disqualify the male user by just swiping instead of negotiating things with a person.
No, these apps are a big ego boost to a lot of women like this. Big plus size women, below average women, because they're still getting so many matches. It's ridiculous still how many of these matches these women are still getting. They're still getting like 100 a day compared to us men, maybe 2 every other week or so. Even the ugliest of women are still going to get hundreds of matches.
Top comment of a similar looking female said, "They are always hiking in at least 5 of their photos." Yeah, because quality
like
men
fitness.
are explorers and well-rounded. They're not sitting on their ass every day getting fat. Another female commenter said, "I'm looking for the same type. Checked all of those left swipes. Ugh, where are the good ones?"
The ones
good
you passed
were
up already?
swiped left by the feminists. They're literally looking for a Chad feminist, the unicorn.
They are.
I have no tips, as if I ever date again, the red flag would just be men. This commenter seems to have gotten pumped and dumped by Chad or Tyrone, so now she takes her outrage on all men, including the great ones. Take a look at how low their standards are when it's Chad's profile.
Okay, we have Steven, who's 31. He is a teacher. Okay, you're gonna teach me some things, Steven. What does it say across his face? Temptation? Temptation across the neck. Yes, I'm really a teacher. Imagine this. Okay. Consider it imagined.
I am in imagination land.
You're swiping on Tinder, see a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But unsure which way to swipe. You read his bio. You like it. It's captivating. F it. You swipe right. Boom. You match.
Yeah, the whole convincing women and trying to shoot game at them. You're trying to convince her to see that you're awesome. Or see that you're a better match or whatever it is. If she doesn't see it, it's okay. There's no need to convince her. Trying to convince someone is someone that doesn't like you. All of a sudden, you're trying to make them like you. I'd rather just deal with a woman that likes me off the bat.
Start talking. Conversations are engaging. He listens. He cares. He's genuine. You bring him home. Your parents love him. A couple years pass. You get married. You found love in a hopeless place. Cool story? Well, that won't happen here, but you can call me daddy in need of a slut.
Oh my God. That's me. I'd like to apply for the role of slut. He is going right up there with best profile.
Absolutely not.
Tear could fall down my face right now. I love it so bad.
If it was an average guy who was a teacher, would you think they'd take interest into him? They'd probably tell him to become a principal first to date them.
You know what's always funny when I see with profiles that say, if you have picture of your shirts off and, you know, all this, don't swipe on me. But who do they really swipe on all the time? The guys with the fucking shirts off with big muscles.
Top commenter said, "The way he reeled us in and then ripped the rug right under us. Plot twist.
Oh, they love it. They
Chad
love
doesn't
it.
need to commit to anyone, since women would drop their panties for him in a beach bathroom." A chick literally wrote, "But I can change him." They'll try to build a future with Chad, but not the average guy. And Chad is too busy screwing all the thoughts to care about his future. But women will invest in fool's gold, then claim all men don't want relationships. Someone smartly commented, "Steven ain't no simp.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be. Matter of fact, there are plenty of decent looking women who will simp for him.
Tinder Nightmare Stories Part 4. Follow, I've got more coming. Talked to this girl on Tinder. We decided to go out to dinner. This girl is beautiful. We had a great time. I thought she was perfect. But the next few days when I tried to text her, she was either really short with me or she didn't respond at all. So I assumed that she just wasn't feeling it. Which is fine. I mean, you know.
That's what I usually feel.
Then a couple weeks go by and she texts me like, I miss you so much. We should hang out tonight. But the next day, same thing happens. If I try to text her, she's either short with me or she doesn't respond at all. Then a couple weeks later, the same thing happens. I'm pretty onto her, but I was like, well, I got nothing else to do. So we go out to dinner again. So we're there and we're having a great time again. And while we're there, we're talking about some meme. It's in my phone, but I couldn't. She then excuses herself to use the restroom. I find the meme and send it to her phone. Her phone then lights up right next to me, and I see my name there as Rex, in parentheses, free food. When she comes back, I didn't say anything. But when the waitress brought the checks, I said, we need to split these up. The girl looked at me like I was on fire. I said, I guess I'm not free food anymore, huh?
You finally get the match, have a long conversation, and actually go on a date, only to find out that the chick only talks to you if you pay for a dinner date.
Yeah.
They call it a foodie date, using men to buy them free dinners or lunches. That's why every first date should be Dutch and drinks or a coffee.
And women really don't understand how easy they live life. They live life on such easy mode with all these data and like technology that's getting out there. It makes women's life so much easier.
That will definitely show you if she's really interested in you or not. Chick commented, OMFG, some people have no shame. That's most modern women, and wait till she hears about child support and divorce court. Been there. This is why more men are going MGTOW. Another female claimed, WTH, as a representative for womankind, we do not claim her.
It doesn't matter if you don't claim her.
A lot of women do this.
That's what a lot of women do.
The feminist is independent until the bill comes. Then they want a traditional man and be treated like a lady. So, hopefully you now know not to put your hopes and wishes onto online dating like Tinder.
Nope.
Just use it to see what you can get with the least amount of effort and focus more on yourself, because you'll